Hello everyone, Voodoo here, and I'm here with the updates to this week's beta build, July 9th, and we have Havoc changes. Now, they're not great, they're not perfect, but they are positive. So, you know, at this point, we'll take it. Lots of bugs with this, so it's kind of hard to get the full value of everything, and we obviously don't have sims, but there are some nerfs to it, as well as some positive changes to Eldrazi Reaver. So today, we're going to go over those, talk about some bugs and stuff. So yeah, let's do them the normal. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. All right, so here we are with the patch notes, and again, we had like a month and a half until release at this point, maybe a little bit longer than that. So things are getting down to the wire here, and with that out of the way, lots of tuning to most things, but here we go for Havoc. Only really going to cover Havoc here. Most other things that I talk about didn't really get many changes. I guess Survival did. We can touch on that maybe, but probably not. So what happened? So Thrill of the Fight has been nerfed down from 30% to 20%, and then Reaver's Mark damage increase reduced down to 12%, and 24% was 15 and 30%. So this is actually ending up being a nerf by about 8%, assuming everything works. Hopefully this opens up a sim here. This is the sim, this is before, this is after. So an 8.2% nerf there. Doesn't really change anything. It makes inertia like 7% behind instead of 7.5. So anything I talked about in terms of damage and what's best, what build is best, none of that is actually changing. So that's fun. So don't worry about that. Other things are some nice quality of life stuff. I don't think it really fixes anything that was wrong. Well, I guess it does fix some problems with the tree, but I don't think it fixes the worst problems in the tree. So what we have here is Reaver's Mark is converted to stacks. So now grants 1 stack if cast first and 2 if cast second. The idea here is that each stack gives you a 12% damage amp on the target. So if you have 2 stacks, it's 24. If you have 1, it's 12. The aim for this change here is to fix the fact that if you ever did Chaos Strike into Blade Dance after you did Blade Dance into Chaos Strike, so you had an empowered mark and then did a non-empowered mark, it would override it with the weaker one and you lose a ton of damage. This made Reaver's Glaive super punishing. It made so if you ever clicked it without Blade Dance available, it ended up being a massive loss, like a gigantic loss. So that was a pretty big trap because the button would glow and you'd want to push it, which sucked there. Now the thing with this is that it goes to a world where we're assuming these overwrite, and we're pretty sure they do. So if you use a smaller one on a 2 stack, it should go just back up to full duration of 2. It's really hard to test right now, which we'll get to at the end when I talk about bugs. But if this overwrites, it means that you're going to want to set up the stronger buff on the target whenever it's not available on single target. And then after that, you're always just going to empower the Blade Dance slashes because there's no point in empowering Chaos Strike. So I think this didn't super solve the issue. I guess it did, but it made a weird thing where now you're always doing the same thing no matter what, right? That was kind of the issue before, and we're back to that. It's just the other thing now. What this also did, just why the nerf to Reaver's Mark, is that in 10 and above targets, 10 and above targets, it's now better to do the AoE Blade Dance slashes instead of the mark. On 9 or less targets, it's still better to tab target your Reaver's Mark around at 24% amp. Which sucks, but that is like pretty good, like significantly better than just doing the other one. Obviously it's harder, but it is what it is. So there's that, I guess, and the stack should help with that as well. But realistically, this doesn't change too much, and you're now in a weird place where on single target you want to do the AoE enhancement, and on AoE you want to do the single target enhancement. So weird stuff there. The other big thing is that Warblade's Hunger now causes Fellblade to consume 5 nearby soul fragments. So this is like Spirit Bomb, and it sucks them into you whenever you push Fellblade. This is a big deal. Souls are very unworkable for Havoc. I still think this isn't like a great solution. Obviously, the best solution is to just give some way of tracking them with like a weak aura or something, or even just make it Fury spent or souls generated rather than sticking with the soul thing. Putting a soul suck is one of the better ways to make the talent tree workable. I do think Fellblade is probably the worst one to do there, because Fellblade is a button that we don't really want to push, because in our single target build we have enough Fury because of all the souls anyways and all the Chaos Strike refunds, to the point where if you're not pushing Chaos Strike, you're going to have lower uptime of Reaver's Mark, lower uptime of Demonic, lower uptime of Thrill of the Fight, and it's going to be less damage. This probably makes it so you do want to push Fellblade because it's a very strong Fury generator now, because it does suck those souls in and souls give Fury. But it's not such a way where it's like it feels great to do it. I think a better one would have been Chaos Strike or Fell Rush or something, but we'll take Fellblade. It is better than nothing, and I am happy with this change overall, and it does make it feel better. This does kind of do some weird stuff with the node on the tree that makes it so that Fellblade is a shield, where we want to hold it, but we also want to use it for souls. So weird kind of friction there. There's a lot of things tied into Fellblade now, which is weird, but it's better than nothing. It's a half GCD, so it's pretty good. The other thing is that soul fragments are now nerfed. So they ate a 40% nerf for Havoc, down from 10% healing of max health to 6%. Probably not really going to notice this too much. Havoc was like way too tanky with all the souls it was generating. And now that you have a soul suck, this does weaken that, because you can just go Fellblade, get a 10% damage amp, and basically heal yourself for full. You just like 50% maximum health heal yourself, which is insane. It's less than that now, obviously, but it's still going to be very, very strong by doing that, right? Like, you're still doing a massive percent of your health, like 30% of your health whenever you push Fellblade if you have 5 souls out, as well as that 10% damage reduction. But probably fair that this happened. We have so much survivability, and they've gone through and nerfed survivability for a lot of other things anyways. So overall, they are good changes. Now, they don't fix the playstyle concerns. They don't fix how bad Fellscarred is. They don't fix just like the playstyle of Reaver, I guess. They don't fix like souls are better because we have a sock, but they're still not great. I would rather they didn't have them. And it's still not a great tree. It's still kind of a bit of a pile of shit, but it's a smaller pile of shit. So it's going to be a lot better. It's certainly going to be workable and usable in season 1 now, which is better than before. And Havoc is still very, very strong in single target. Fellscarred is still 35% behind, 40% behind on single target, and just worse in AoE with worse single target and priority damage. So Fellscarred is still dead in every single scenario. There's no point to ever play it. So there's that, and all the visuals suck, but this is better. So we're gonna hop on to the actual game now, just real quick while I talk about some bugs and show the Fellblade suck, because it is 100 yards as far as I can tell. So you shouldn't ever miss one now. So that's pretty good. So let's go in the game. Okay, so here I am, and there are a few bugs, but I do just want to quickly show that this is on the tooltip here. Fellblade consumes up to 5 nearby soul fragments. So we'll start by just showing that one off. So we'll go really close here. I will put down my my thing just to show you guys that all these souls are going to spawn like that. We're going to go very far away. So we sucked up 3 by accident on our way over here. There should be 1 left. We're going to Fellblade, and it should be coming anytime now. Yep, there we go, 4. Now, it's not instant. They have a travel time, which is kind of weird, but it is better than before, obviously. So, we will take that. Do this one more time, put 1 down, fell away as fast as I can. If I Fellblade in here, we should suck up a soul. There we go. So, it works. It's better than before. I'll take it, but it's not obviously perfect. Now, the other thing is the new Reaver's Mark stuff. So I'll do my best to show you here. So right now, any damage instance removes them, including melees. So I have to be very careful about putting the marks on the target. So we'll do this, and then Chaos Strike and walk away. See here, it has 2 stacks now. Now, if I try and apply a smaller one and just not melee the target, boom, I can apply it again, and it's back up to 2 stacks. Now, I do realize that what I did there is put the SAM on, so we're going to try and Chaos Strike first this time, just get more souls out. So we have our glaive up again. So go on here, and I'm going to Chaos Strike. It does refresh back up to 2 stacks, which is good. So at that point, once you put your first one on, you're always just going to want to do that. And you notice it's gone. The reason for that is that direct damage spells, like mostly your melees, are removing them, which is a massive bug, and that's not going to be intended. That does make this tree very weak. To the fact that you don't have Wound and Quarry active at all anymore, and you're losing a ton of your damage there. So that's a pretty big bug, but that is something that should be going away, which is very weird. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about as a bug is that Soul Scar now with Chaotic Disposition is always going to roll 1 hit, like 70% increase every time you use it, which is very strange. So it's a bug. It's not rolling properly. It's making it so that each tick of Soul Scar is always getting the 17% amp. So it's rolling 1 every single time instead of some 0, some 7, some 5, some 6. You know what I mean. That is a bug. I'm not sure if that's a buff or a nerf. I didn't do the stats on it, but definitely something interesting to keep an eye out for. Those are kind of all the major new bugs. Obviously, like the biggest one is going to be the Reaver's Mark thing, because this tree is essentially unusable now because of that. I don't know why I have this PvP talent. Other thing is that there's no new visuals there. If I swap over to Felsguard, you'll see that there's nothing new with Felsguard either. It's still the same old stuff, unfortunately. So if you were looking for new visuals, this is not the place for that. So if I meta here, nothing's actually changed. Still just a little explosion, no new animations or anything. Still just same old stuff there, which is obviously disappointing. But it is what it is, you know. I guess can't ask too much there. But yeah, that's kind of it. So that is all of the changes for Havoc in this new kind of thing here. Better than before. Still, I think not great overall. But honestly, at this point, we'll take it. Now, we are getting close to release, so we'll see what ends up happening there. But generally good stuff, and hopefully we get some more changes before release comes out, and I can be happier next week and the week after as we get more stuff. So there you go. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that stuff. Havoc's looking better. We have some attention. None of our other things are fixed, but hey, there you know, it's what it is. There you go. Hope you guys have a good night. See ya, or a good afternoon, I guess. This is a Wednesday video now, but peace. A big thank you to all of my channel members. Thank you, Sky Elk, Andrew Keenel, 100,001 Zans, Brad Wisniak, Felfa Darren Dark Terror, and Magic Man 133. Thank you all so much. If you want to help support me and help fund the channels and the videos, follow the link in the description to become a channel member and get some cool perks in the process. Again, thank you all so much. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.